Did you know that Jesus is one of the most talked about figures in both Christianity and Islam? But here's the twist. While both religions honor him, what they say about him is drastically different. Today, we're diving into 7 powerful differences between the Jesus of the Bible and the Jesus of the Quran. Some of these might shock you. Let's go. 1. His birth. In both Christianity and Islam, Jesus was born to the Virgin Mary miraculously and without a human father. But the details of that moment are very different. In the Bible, Jesus is born in Bethlehem, surrounded by animals, angels, and shepherds, a peaceful night under a star. But in the Quran, Mary gives birth alone, beneath a palm tree, in pain and despair. Then, something incredible happens. The newborn Jesus speaks, he defends his mother and declares, "I am a servant of God." So while both stories celebrate a miracle, one says God came into the world, the other that a prophet entered history. 2. Who is Jesus really? This is the core question. In the Bible, Jesus isn't just a wise teacher, he's the Son of God, divine, the second person of the Trinity. He says things like, "Before Abraham was, I am, and I and the Father are one." But the Quran rejects this completely. Jesus, or Isa, is a prophet, a messenger, a servant of God, but not divine. Calling Jesus the Son of God is seen in Islam as a dangerous misunderstanding. So in Christianity, Jesus is God in the flesh. In Islam, he's one of the greatest prophets, but still just a man. 3. His miracles. Both the Bible and the Quran say Jesus performed miracles. He healed the sick, gave sight to the blind, even raised the dead. But here's the difference. In the Bible, Jesus does this by his own divine power. He commands storms, walks on water, and forgives sins. In the Quran, Jesus does miracles by God's permission. He says, "I healed the blind and the leper by Allah's leave." He even brings clay birds to life, but only as a sign from God, not from himself. So again, Christianity sees Jesus as the source of miracles. Islam sees him as a channel of divine power, never its origin. 4. His death. This is where the two stories split dramatically. In Christianity, the crucifixion is the central event. Jesus never died. The Quran says, "Not kill him, nor crucify him. It only appeared so." Instead, God raised him to heaven. Some Islamic traditions say someone else, possibly Judas, was made to look like him and was crucified in his place. Why? Because Islam teaches that God would never allow a true prophet to die such a shameful death. One faith sees the cross as victory, the other an illusion. 5. The resurrection. After the crucifixion, Christians believe something world-changing happened. Jesus rose from the dead. The tomb was empty. He appeared to over 500 people. He ate with his disciples. This resurrection is the foundation of Christian faith, proof that Jesus conquered sin and death. But in Islam, there's no resurrection because there was no death. Jesus was taken up alive, no tomb, no third day. Instead of rising from death, he was protected from it altogether. 6. The second coming. Here's a twist. Both faiths believe Jesus will return, but for very different reasons. In Christianity, Jesus comes back in power and glory to judge the living and the dead, defeat evil, and bring in a new heaven and earth. The King returns. In Islam, Jesus returns not as a judge, but as a prophet. He'll destroy the false Messiah, the Dajjal, correct those who worshipped him, and lead the world back to pure monotheism. He'll break the cross, end the religious tax, and rule with justice. Eventually, he'll die a natural death and be buried like all humans. One story ends with Jesus as eternal ruler, the other with him as a faithful prophet finishing his mission. 7. The Holy Spirit, before Jesus left, he promised to send another helper. In Christianity, this was the Holy Spirit, God's presence living in believers, guiding, comforting, empowering. At Pentecost, the Spirit filled the disciples with boldness and fire. But in Islam, that promise wasn't about a spirit at all. Many Muslims believe Jesus was actually predicting the coming of Muhammad, the praised one. In fact, they say the original Greek word may have been parakletos, not parakletos, both meaning comforter, but one pointing to a person. In this view, the true successor to Jesus' message isn't the Spirit, but a prophet,